You're listening to a podcast from News Talk 95.1 FM, 790 AM KFYO, segment 4 of an interview between Carl Tepper, the host of the PolitiFAITH program, and Bart Reagor that aired on KFYO July 7th, 2019.
Thanks to our sponsors, including Mallory Miller Esquire, LSG Tactical Arms, Holland's Office Technology. Show prep brought to you by Alan Corbett in Utah and Matt Crow in Lubbock. I know we haven't done the traditional PolitiFAITH today, but there's some really great articles both Alan and Matt have been posting through the week on our Facebook page. And yes, all of our articles are posted on the Facebook page. We post all week. PolitiFAITH is broadcasting from the Thacker Jewelry Studios. View the custom collection at 6120 82nd Street in Lubbock. Bart?
Yes, sir.
You, where do you see your, well, actually, I want to do this first. Lubbock's kind of a funny town. A lot of people aren't from here anymore. I'm from Long Island. You're from Richardson. A lot of people, things blow up and they just leave. They leave Lubbock. How come you haven't just gotten up and taken off to Dallas and just left?
That's just not who I am, man. I'm not running away from anything, especially I don't have any reason to, and as the Bible says, stand strong, and I don't have any reason to run away, and I'm staying right where I am until I decide I want to move away or live somewhere else. But right now, I'm staying in my house and standing strong, and, we've actually, we're not in the headquarters building anymore. We've actually rented another place that, my sons and I and a couple other guys, Joe's actually involved. We're working on another business, and, yeah.
So where do you see yourself in the future? This thing is going to get cleaned out one way or another in the next few months, and then you're going to be off to maybe, establish another company, go to work for someone, retire. I don't know. What do you see yourself doing next?
Well, I can't, we're working on a website right now, a web business, that we'll launch here in the next few weeks. But, right now my number one mission is to seek and receive absolute truth and justice from this situation. I think there's a lot of people hiding that need to be revealed and justice that needs to be served. And so that's my number one focus. And I want to thank Marshall Searcy and those guys at Kelly Hart, my law team who's working with me, and Jody Sheets and Jason Sanders and those guys at Sanders Collins who've been doing a great job. And
these are
lawyers, yeah. Dan Cogdell, and I've got a bunch of investigators. Right now my goal is to seek the truth and justice to be served in this situation. I'm not really a big part of the actually working on the website. We're getting into a sports data analysis business is what we're launching, and it's going to be really great. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be exciting. But, I have a long life ahead of me, and, I don't know exactly what I'll do.
Do you see yourself going back to the card business or banking or real estate or landscaping? What
Not
do you
really,
think?
man. I think I might want to do some ministry.
I've made a lifetime of studying great men, reading all the biographies. George Patton, Moses, you name it. I noticed one common thread of all these men is they've had incredible failures and tragedies in life, but they persevere. They're resilient. You said resilient earlier. They're resilient and they keep fighting through. So do you see yourself, as, I guess, the rabbit, the hare, or the phoenix? What do you see yourself doing?
Yeah, I guess the phoenix rising, and it's funny you said that, the phoenix. I have a friend that is a very spiritual person and has spiritual friends all around the world, and one of them's kind of a prophet, and she's a lady, and she asked her, what do you see? She told her about my situation. She said, what do you see? And she said, I see the phoenix rising, and so, I just, I want to please God. I'm here today not for Bart Reagor. I'm here today because you asked me to, but really I'm here because of God, and
again, you've had a major setback, but I mean, I guess I'll answer it for you. You feel closer to God now than before the situation. Is that right? Or do you feel on the same level?
Well, I mean, I've always been close to God, you know, especially the last several years of my life. I mean, we had two pastors that worked for the Reagor-Dykes Auto Group. I think that's the first in the automobile industry that employed full-time two pastors to work for them. But and we prayed before every meeting, and you know, it was a spiritual place. I mean, a lot of people that work for us probably got a lot of their spirituality from working with us in the Reagor-Dykes Auto Group. And
you said you see yourself maybe doing ministry or something. Do you see yourself going to maybe seminary somewhere?
I don't think so.
You would just like to maybe.
I don't want to go to more school.
Yeah, maybe you would. Would you? I know you love coaching, whether it's people selling cars or kids on the baseball field. Do you see yourself doing more of that and more of a ministerial role in that way?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't thought about it, you know, detail wise. You know, I have a cousin that I just helped her go up to Montana to get trained to do missionary work, and I see people all around every day who need help. And it's like I said at the beginning of this deal. I mean, there's people going through death right now. There's people going through cancer. There's people going through, and I want to give a shout out to one of my favorite families in town, the Caballero family. I don't know if you've heard of Majesty Caballero, but he and his wife are both pastors or ministers at Church on the Rock, and their daughter Majesty came down with cancer a couple of years ago, and she was 18, and we've been in support and prayer of them, and she got her liver transplant. She's doing way better, and they pray for me every day, and I text and communicate with them every day, but you know, I don't know if I'm going to go work in a church. I don't know if I'll, you know, I don't know what I'll do exactly, man. Right now I'm focused on I want to finish this situation, you know. I want to finish this situation, and on that, I don't like to start stuff that I don't finish.
On that, let's go ahead and take that break, Connor. Kick off the break. This is Carl Tepper, Bart Reagor. This is PolitiFAITH on KFYO.